Hey man, what's up? What it do, man? It's your boy 100 and I'm back, man. And I ain't in the best of moods because my Hawks just lost. They just lost. They was 2 games away from the NBA Finals and they lost. So whatever. But I'm about to watch this video why Aaron McGruder left the Boondocks. I used to love the Boondocks. I think the Boondocks came out like what, 06, 07, 05? Somewhere around there. I used to love the Boondocks. The Boondocks, I got the Boondocks on DVD, like right here. Like I got the Boondocks on DVD. But after Aaron McGruder left, bro, that junk was trash. The animation changed, the story changed, the writing changed. But
Want to enjoy presentations? With
let's see what
Canva,
happened.
you can start inspired with thousands of free templates. Invite
When it comes to the history of animated series, there hasn't been many shows that have authentically captured the variety of voices in the Black community. Voices that took on real issues and topics discussed at the barbershop and hair salons across the country. Inspired by the Peanuts, Calvin and Hobbes, and most importantly, the Black experience, the Boondocks comic strip followed 4 friends from the south side of Chicago as they encountered their new gentrified surroundings mixed with social and political satire. Brothers Huey and Riley would be living with their
This water,
grandfather
by the way.
in the fictional white suburb
Stay
of
hydrated.
Woodcrest. Creator Aaron McGruder would use the comic strip to deliver his own personal commentary on hip-hop and pop culture. As the comic strip would later turn into a series, McGruder would become known to take his time writing and creating the popular series on Adult Swim. However, in 2014, when it was announced that the show was going to return for its 4th season, viewers would be hit with the news that the driving force behind it all would no longer be involved. How could this iconic series possibly go on without McGruder, and why did he step away from the highly praised TV series?
Crazy.
Here's why Aaron McGruder left the Boondocks. The Boondocks comic strip was created by Aaron McGruder at the age of 21 when he was still a student at the University of Maryland.
He made the Boondocks at 21. Oh, he fire. He fire. Hold on. He made it at 21, but was it in the papers at 21?
McGruder's major was African American Studies, a major that surely would give him plenty of material for the project. The Boondocks comic strip would first debut in February of 1996, a part of an early website called The Hit List. Later that year, the strip moved to the Diamondback, an independent student newspaper on McGruder's campus at the University of Maryland. As time would go by, McGruder would then submit the strip to several different newspapers to be syndicated nationally, but was rejected by 6. Amy Lago, an executive editor for the comic strip, said, "Too angry, too college-oriented, too confrontational," were some of the other excuses they were given as to why the strip wasn't being picked
Basically, too black. That's basically what they said. It was too black, big dog.
up. McGruder believed the real reason was because the strip was too black.
Hey, bro, I be in niggas' mental mind. I'm in their mental mind.
However, after some time would go by, the Universal Press Syndicate eventually picked up the Boondocks comic strip, meaning that over 95 newspapers signed up to publish the comic strip, making it one of the biggest launches in comic strip newspaper history. The strip was met with instant critical acclaim. However, the praise of the strip would also be met with tons of controversy. Since the premiere of the Boondocks comic strip, several newspapers have moved the strip to their editorial pages, and some have even discontinued the strip altogether due to the subject matter. This reaction didn't bother McGruder at all. In fact, he seemed to have welcomed all of the controversy. The strip was used to make fun of political and public figures. Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Al Sharpton, and Colin Powell were a few prominent black figures that were poked at in the comic strip, and it wasn't uncommon for McGruder to receive a call from one of the celebrities being parodied. It was always McGruder's intention to eventually turn the comic strip into an animated series. It was just a matter of time. And in 2003, Fox would order a pilot based on the very popular strip. However, during production, McGruder and fellow producer Reginald Hudlin ran into a few difficulties. McGruder learned that working with network television was too restrictive for the type of show he wanted to do. In the summer of 2004, it would be announced that Fox had passed on the Boondocks as an animated series. Luckily for McGruder, however, Cartoon Network would slide in and express interest in the pilot, which would
Shout out to Cartoon Network, bro. Cartoon Network, and Adult Swim are like they like really like progressive. Like they'll let you get yours off. Like these mainstream networks, they be on some other stuff, bro. Like they be trying to please the man.
would air during the network's Adult Swim late night block. The series would keep the same basic plot of inner city Chicago kids moving to a suburban area. However, the series dropped character Michael Caesar, one of Huey's friends, and replaced him with Uncle Ruckus, who made his comic strip debut in 2006, shortly before its end. Just like the comic strip, the animated series made fun of several celebrities, including Martin Luther King Jr., Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and R. Kelly. The series was just as topical and controversial as the strip, and would eventually take front and center thanks to the help of Regina King, John Witherspoon, Cat Williams, D. Ray Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, Charlie Murphy, and more, providing voices to some of the show's most loved characters. Since the premiere of the television series, Aaron McGruder had been known to take his time in between seasons. 4 years had passed in between the third and fourth seasons, the longest gap in the show's history. When the fourth season of the Boondocks was announced in early 2014, fans would instantly show their excitement across social media. However, that excitement was short-lived. Fans were shocked, to say the least, when Aaron McGruder announced that he wasn't returning for the upcoming fourth season.
My dog pulled a Dave Chappelle. I don't know what it is, bro. I guess you get to a point where you're so successful that it's like you just don't feel like it's your show no more, or you just don't feel like you're valued, or you feel like you're being laughed at instead of laughed with. I don't know. Dave Chappelle described the situation as uh, a prostitute and a pimp, and the prostitute's on her last leg, and the pimp tricks her into working for another like 6 months, even though she was already on her last leg type. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
via Facebook. As the world now knows, the Boondocks will be returning for a fourth season, but I will not be returning with it. I'd like to extend my gratitude to Sony and Adult Swim for 3 great seasons. It was not perfect, and it definitely was not quick, but it was always done with a keen sense of duty, history, culture, and love. Anything less would have been simply unacceptable. As for me, I'm finally putting a life of controversy and troublemaking behind me with my upcoming Adult Swim show, Black Jesus. When the fourth season of the Boondocks premiered in spring 2014,
by the way, I watched Black Jesus, and that was a cool little show. I don't think I finished it, but it was a cool little show.
reviews were less than stellar. Viewers would notice a change in the tone in the series instantly, and the lack of edge the series was known to have.
Yep.
Despite the failure to live up to previous seasons, the ratings of the Boondocks Season 4 would end on a high note that June. Now in late 2014, Sony would be the subject of an internet hack, and this is when it was slowly revealed why Aaron was no longer attached to his show. Several emails between McGruder's agent and Sony executives went public. McGruder's agent insisted that the press release for the fourth season of the Boondocks say that McGruder was not involved in the new season. After a series of back and forth between the two, it would be revealed that it would be untrue to say that McGruder had no involvement with the new season. Aaron not wanting Sony's version of the story out, fuck him. He's going to tweet shit anyway. The fight will create good press. Send it all my way. I wish he wrote this fast on the show. Were a few emails that went public.
That's crazy.
And I talk with Swin in the morning.
It ain't about being fast. It's about being good, bro. Like, that's what he was saying. Like, y'all want quick turnaround, because you want the money. What about the art? What about the artistic vision? What about the direction? What about the message? You feel me? Fast is not always good, bro. We want quality.
That same year, John Witherspoon, who played Granddad on the show, would further confirm that Sony had issues with Aaron's writing speed, in which was a result of him being fired. Witherspoon would also express doubts that the show would return for a 5th season. Aaron McGruder is so mad at Sony Pictures. He sold his rights to TV to Sony, and they wanted to go 3 more years after this year, but they wanted him to do 3 shows a week. He said, "I can't write that fast." They fired him and got some poop butts to write. McGruder will quietly fall back from the Boondocks and will get involved with other projects like Adult Swim's Black Jesus as its co-creator. But after a few seasons of Black Jesus, McGruder's itch for the Boondocks would reawaken. In 2019, McGruder will revive the comic strip in a series of posts on Instagram with the Breakfast Club's Charlemagne the God's account. Did these for fun and to see if I still could. More to come. Exactly how much more is tough to say. These strips were only possible due to the enormous talent of my good friend, Sean Kim, who did the animation for the old show, and he's a busy guy. Thanks to him, and thanks to Charlemagne for putting these out for me while I get my Instagram act together. Soon after release of the new strips from McGruder on Instagram, Witherspoon would cause more ruckus while as a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. He would announce that the Boondocks was returning after a 5-year hiatus. The Boondocks is coming back. Shortly after Witherspoon's reveal, official word would roll out from Sony Pictures Animation that the revolutionary series was making a comeback, and Aaron McGruder was back in the driver's seat. The news was also accompanied by the launch of an Instagram page called Boondocks Bootleg.
I remember this, but I think John Witherspoon died. Well, I know he died. R.I.P. to John Witherspoon. But I think him dying might have stopped or put a halt or postponed this 5th season.
Showing all new designs of Huey and Granddad for the upcoming season. The Boondocks reboot is set to premiere in 2020 and is reported to follow Huey, Riley, and Granddad bumping heads with Uncle Ruckus, who has just seized control of the local government in Woodcrest County. It now appears that Sony and McGruder.
It's about to be 2022.
McGruder's internal conflict has now been resolved. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Do you think the magic of season 1 to 3 can be recreated with the upcoming reboot now that Aaron is back on board? The revolution will be animated.
I don't know, cause them first 3 seasons was hitting. It was like cultural, like you had to tune in, and that was back when people was like really watching TV. People don't really watch TV no more. Everybody streams. So if they drop it on like a streaming service, yeah, it'll hit. But if they drop it on Adult Swim or on TV, it ain't gonna hit as hard. We not watching TV like that no more. The whole landscape of television has changed. But I love the Boondocks. Where these DVDs at, bro? I'm having DVDs. I'm having DVDs. You feel me? I'm having, bro. I'm really tuned in with them folks. But yeah, let me know how you feel about the Boondocks, man. Do you like the Boondocks? Did you hate the Boondocks? Did you even watch the Boondocks? Like, you know what I'm saying? Leave a like if you like the video. I appreciate that. You helping me out. You know what I'm saying? Getting my videos to more eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. And subscribe. You know where it's at. Somewhere in this area. And then I'll catch you in the next one, man.